Firstly, I'd like to welcome Ms. Soumiya Mahlia. She is an entrepreneur and also the executive manager of English for All DZ. Good morning, Soumiya. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. We also have present here with us today Mr. Noordin Wadah. He is the Startups and Incubators Director in the Algerian Ministry of Startups. Good morning.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome. Of course. So today we're going to be discussing entrepreneurship in Algeria and its many sectors. How would you say we start about talking about the current ecosystem in Algeria?
Let me say that the Algerian ecosystem is quite new. It has been maybe initiated in 2020 by the creation of dedicated ministry in charge of startups and knowledge economy. And then the first stone was to make a legal framework. You have to know that in Algeria, startup was not defined before this. And today we have a legal framework defining what is a startup exactly, what is an innovative project, and also what is an incubator. These three elements are maybe the most important in an ecosystem. And then just after, we tried to work on the financial side, and we launched Algerian Startup Fund, which is also one of the pillars of an ecosystem. And after that, we started to work on launching incubators and the public accelerator called Algeria Venture. It was in March 2021. The goal was to try to make these elements defined and then give the opportunity to innovators to have structures on what they can stand to support their project and their ideas.
So from this ecosystem being quite fresh and new in Algeria, of course, it comes with many challenges, especially for those who are starting now to create their own startups. I mean, we are used to having classical businesses, family businesses, or normal companies, but startup is a new concept in Algeria. And Soumiya, as a startup owner, I think you have your own view on this topic.
Of course. So, as Mr. Wadah said, let's in general speak about our entrepreneurship ecosystem here in Algeria. So we know that we can say that it's a supportive, yes, environment, yes, despite challenges, of course. But here, if we want to highlight challenges, most of people can say the problem of funding, for example, the problem of with some administrative issues or bureaucratics means something that we are working or they are working like to fix it. But for me personally, I can say that when you have like an innovative idea, when you bring an innovative idea to the market, the big challenge that you can have is the awareness of people, how to raise awareness about your new market. So that means the market research it's really good. It means an important step that you need to start with it. It's a big challenge if you have an innovative product, but no consumer is going to accept this product. This is the big challenge. After that, we can fix other things. And if we are going to we are speaking about youth, for example. The most important things that you need to deal with it is to have a big idea about the administrative processes before you start. Entrepreneurship, it's not just an idea. Okay, it's about process. So they really need to raise their awareness about this.
Right,
side.
and that's why we're here today to inform the youth more about the administrational part of things. So speaking of the market, since you said it's very important to do your market research before launching your idea or launching your company, Mr. Wadah, of course you have an idea of what industries or sectors in Algeria have potential for entrepreneurial growth.
Today, innovation is everywhere, and we've seen it during the COVID-19 that entrepreneurship can also be very useful even in the healthcare. So if we take maybe a snapshot on the Algerian ecosystem, we have startups in services, in logistics, in agriculture, and even in industry. Right. So there is no field dedicated to startup, to be honest. Okay, so startup is about solving a problem. Solving a problem, not with an idea, with a solution. And then behind that, there is a big potential on market growth. So this is a startup, defining a startup with the simplest way. So anyone can bring a solution to the market, solving a problem of any sector can be a startup. let me tell you that generally, talking about the challenge of administration, entrepreneurship is a very hard journey. And making it with innovation, it's more harder. Right. So to be aware that it's not easy. Also, when we are talking about entrepreneurship, it's more about mindset. So you have to be a fighter. This is maybe the, and Sarah can confirm you. So, but what is important is that today innovation is in all the fields, and all the disciplines can be maybe innovative and can bring solution to the market and then make a business behind.
Right. So Sumia, when she was speaking about the challenges that maybe entrepreneurs in Algeria may face, she said that the market is important to study. She also said that funding and investment is very difficult to navigate in Algeria. So what are some investment or funding landscapes available here in Algeria?
Maybe I cannot agree with you, but funding is not so difficult in Algeria. What is difficult is to get real solution which can have customers in the market.
Right.
So today, making an innovative solution on the market is not easy because sometimes the market is not ready. In other cases, the corporates are not ready to deal with you because you are small, because you are young, because your company is, So the funding is easy to get when you have a strong solution. Let me tell you like this. And the government has put Algerian Startup Fund. It was launched in October 2020. And today, Algerian Startup Fund has more than 100 companies funded in Algeria. So it's not an issue of funding. It's more an issue to convince people that to be confident on Algerian solution, on Algerian skills, and try to give the chance to these people, youth or not, to get an impact on the market. So maybe this is the challenge for us.
Right, so if we have the innovative solution, we can navigate anything in the market.
If you have a good innovative solution, getting funds is very easy. You have to get a good innovative, but not, as you said in the beginning of this, maybe, innovation is not an idea. It's a product, it's a service with a huge market. So if you have this, funding is not an issue.
All right, thank you. Sumia, when you started your own startup, did you have any issues finding a right program to maybe an incubator or someone to guide you through it?
So personally, what I can say, it means I still focus on the side of the market, because to convince people that, for example, we want to switch on from for example, I want to give you online services, for example, they can't trust you. They don't have an idea. So here, for me, I think that my biggest challenge, because if we need to work on many sectors at the same time. For example, if we have a specific ministry that is supporting entrepreneurship in Algeria, we need, for example, to collaborate with other ministries, like, for example, the Ministry of Education, to accept that, for example, people are here to give solution for you. So that coordination between sectors, I think that it's really important in order to help us in many sectors, because people highlight just specific sectors in the domain of entrepreneurship and they neglect other sectors. This is the most important point.
Right, it's very important. Mr. Wadah, since you are in the ecosystem, what would you say in response to what Sumia just said?
We are all in the ecosystem. So the ecosystem is very big environment containing startups, government, funding, universities. So we are all in the same ecosystem. This is very important. Talking about dealing with the other ministries, let me tell you that today the business to government is the harder to get. And it's natural because the processes are not so maybe so fast and so smart. But in the other side, the business to customer is the easier. You can say tomorrow, if you have to see what are the most successful startups in Algeria, it is those dealing with the people, dealing with the, with population, or dealing with directly with customer. And business to business is maybe in improvement. Companies are more and more dealing with startups. Yeah, public companies and private companies are more and more dealing with startups, because today, I think, in 2020, startup was maybe a dream. Today, it's a reality. We have very important and crucial problems of people solved by startup solutions. So this is a reality today, and we are glad with this. But we are aware that the journey is at the beginning only.
Very diplomatic answer. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Wadah. So, as you may have noticed, the show is called Youth Talk. So, this show is built on the youth's opinion. So, what would you say if we go and listen to what they have to say on the topic and then come back?
I want to start my own business, but the safe thing right now is to work under someone else.
In the beginning, I would start to gain experience. I would work for someone. However, I would love to be the boss, to be the leader. If I am to spend time and like to work myself up for hours, I would rather spend it on my own business, on my own ideas, especially if I am up to something special. Yes, I would love to start my own startup, to my own business. Why not?
I'm open for both. I think working for someone brings something and has its special requirements. And of course, working in your own, for example, company, or you are the leader of your work, requires some specific knowledge. Lots of entrepreneurs succeed and others flop, depending on what they are working. For example, from what I see personally, if someone comes up with a new idea, for example, of a coffee shop or a restaurant or something, he may succeed or she may succeed, may have a good success. But depending on which entrepreneurship, for example, some small businesses can have some struggles.
I think it goes really well, especially with social media. Entrepreneurship, social media is helping entrepreneurship to grow more and more.
I see that many people nowadays are really into that, and that is extremely good because the more there is this mentality of taking initiative and finding solutions for our society is actually great. For example, I've found many new businesses that really offer solution to our society. It gives them more work opportunities for people. So that's actually very great, and I really encourage that and appreciate that. And I hope that one day I would be one of the people who can find solutions for our society.
If I'm informed, no. But I'd really I'd love to be informed.
Personally, I'm not very knowledgeable again about this. I'm not quite informed about it, but I know some people that are informed, and some universities like ours do some activities in which they present it, and yeah.
To be honest, I see that our government is now encouraging even students like us in university to have a startup, to have an idea of a project in the future. We have this مقاولاتية here in the university. They spread this awareness, how to open your business, how to have your own idea of a project. So it is very beneficial. And
crediting for their work, support of new ideas.
The training, because it's not easy to just go there and start your business. You should have this background knowledge, how to handle it, and not everybody can be a leader, of course. So they should have the notions of how to start and where to begin.
I think once we can tell the kids nowadays that entrepreneurship is the future, and it's that thing that can help you to build your future, they're going to be more interested and more informed in that.
We are back and we have heard you talk. So now, Mr. Wadah, as we seen from interviewing many students, a lot of them said that they were open to be an entrepreneur, to have their own startup, but they were not well informed on the process. They were not informed on how to fund their startups. So what could you say that may encourage them into taking that first step?
Maybe what is happening actually to the university, inside the university, especially from the last year, is maybe very important for us because, as I have told you in the beginning, entrepreneurship is a mindset. So you have to maybe make people more aware about this from the beginning of their curriculum, not at the end.
Right.
So, and today the university is playing this role, and we are glad with this, and we are working closely with them. Then we have to understand something very important, that entrepreneurship is a journey, and it's about problem solving. So you have maybe to give some skills to these people, because you have one of your students has mentioned the term of leadership. So these skills are very important, because leading a company, it's not easy. You have to lead a team, you have to face problems, not only technical problems, but out of the technical side. So making students in university more aware, show them success stories, you know, without maybe talking about saying the name of the company, but one of the most successful startups in Algeria has started when the people were in the university. And this is a good example here in Algeria, because it's here. It's not in Silicon Valley. It's not in, in China. It's in Algeria. So our students can take it as an example, and maybe showing success stories might help students to believe that it can be really something.
It's possible.
It's possible in Algeria.
All right, thank you. Sumia, since you started your own startup, I'm sure you faced many challenges, many problems along the way. What could you say to these kids that want to start their own startups as something that could encourage them, maybe?
Of course. Before encouraging them, I want to mention an important point. Here in Algeria, yes, the Algerian entrepreneurial ecosystem is encouraging. As Mr. Wadah said, for example, recently we have seen that all universities have their incubators. It means the aim here is just to involve the student to this ecosystem. So first of all, you as a person, you have to work on your skills, work on many skills, but having an entrepreneurial mindset is a must, really a must. Why? Because you have to accept all the challenges you are going to face, that you are here to fight the challenges. This is the most important point. Also, when you, for example, you said that, yes, I have an idea, I want to work on this specific idea. Here, directly you are going to find yourself in our ecosystem, entrepreneurial ecosystem, by contacting incubators in universities. But we have to mention something, that experience also is a must.
Of course.
So students think that directly, for example, without any experience, I can, for example, succeed my project, or, for example, realize my progress. So please, that's what I can say to students. Please be informed, be well informed. Yes, it's really good to have that mindset, to work on yourself. You aren't a leader, you can work on your leadership, of course. You aren't a manager, you can work on your management skills, of course.
Right.
So you have to know that it's not, entrepreneurship is not, as I said, about the idea, it's about making the idea happens. This is the most important point. So for that, I like when I see, for example, students are motivated, excited to start or to join this journey. But what I can say, that you have first of all to have a sit with yourself and ask yourself if you are ready.
All right, so what we take from what you said now is it's good to have ambition, but it's
Yes.
also important to have the skills that you may need along the way, as Mr. Wadah said, and you have to be a warrior and fight all your problems. So, Mr. Wadah, when we get back to the digital transformation that Algeria has been witnessing these past few years, it also came with many new sectors that weren't very legally protected in Algeria, such as auto entrepreneurs, and now with the launch of the national agency, I think that clears things up a bit.
Yeah, talking about entrepreneurship, especially in innovation, let me tell you that it's more about skills. and more skilled people.
Right.
And these skilled people can be, as Sarah has said, within the company, but also they can be out of the company. And this is why we have put in execution the status of freelancer or entrepreneur. So a freelancer is someone working alone. This is very important, based on its skills, and he can give maybe service or can give help to a company. And this status allow him to give it with a smart way, easy way. So this status can be, you can get it online on anayo.dz. So the status is very easy to get. It doesn't require any document, and you can get the entrepreneur card within a week, just registering on anayo.dz. This milestone is very important for the ecosystem, and we are bringing new elements to the ecosystem. Why? Because these elements are well existing, but we're working out of any official status. Today, they have the chance to get an official status, registered online, and we give them the opportunity to deal with companies. So Sarah tomorrow can ask for an entrepreneur to give him a service, and she will be able to deal with him easily once he is registered.
All right, so now we have talked about the process of getting the card, and I think we need to clarify some of the advantages that come with the card. So we have privileges when you have the entrepreneur or freelancer status in Algeria. So what are some of these privileges?
So the first step is to register online and get the card. Once you have your card, so you have a registration number, and then you will have maybe you will have social security coverage, so which is not the case before. So you will have access to social security as any employee in the country. The second advantage is that you will pay very few amount of taxes. It's 0.5 of your amount during the year.
Made, right?
Exactly. And the other point maybe, which makes it easy to access, you don't need to have, you don't need to go to register as a company. So this is a registration. anayo.dz allow you to be registered and to deal with the company. So you don't need to register as a company, and you don't need to have maybe a special location for you. You can work from your home, or you can work from an incubator or a co-working space. So we make it this way because we are aware that these people are skilled and don't have time to waste in the process.
Right.
So all the process is online, 100% online. And once again, the goal is to make these skilled people maybe available for the companies and for the economy.
Right. So you said that these skilled people have services to offer. Now, Sumia, your startup or your business is built on selling a service, which is teaching English, and it is fully online. So, yes, I wanted to ask you a very specific question. Since you are an entrepreneur, you have your own startup. If you had the choice in the beginning, would you have chosen to register as an auto entrepreneur or a freelancer, or start your startup directly?
To be honest, of course, I would start as an auto entrepreneur.
Right.
Because for that, I want like to talk now with you that yes, in order, for example, in order to know or to have an idea about the customer you need, like to target, you can start as an auto entrepreneur. You can have like a good study about your market. After that, yes, it can be a first step to create your company or to be an entrepreneur. Yes, so they are lucky.
Right, so you heard it here first, kids. If you have an idea, I think it may be wiser to start as an auto-entrepreneur. As Mr. Wadah said, the registration process is very easy, fully online.
Zero risk.
Right, zero risk. You don't have anything to lose, right. Exactly. So now, Mr. Wadah, I'm sure you have been following the registrations on the website or the database. How was the acceptance of these kind of people, skilled people who already have their own markets, already have their customers? How were they when with this card specifically? Did they register? Were they open to it?
I think the status gives the skilled people a real opportunity. Why? Because they give them a way to deal officially with the companies, which was not the case before this status. On the other side, as I said, in the advantages, this status gives them social coverage, which is very important, especially when people have a family, and you have to look to the future, not to think.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to think about the future. So having a social coverage is very important. And then let me tell you something very important, that a big amount of these people are dealing at the international level, and dealing at the international level with the official way is very important. So when you are dealing with big companies, it's very important to have an official status and not working without any identity. So this is, I think, also very important. The other point, that as the process is 100% online and it doesn't cost anything, the fees are really not very important. So I think, as Sarah has said, it's important to start with this. And our hope is that you can start with this status and then hire people and make it a big company. This is our hope. So auto entrepreneur, it's a big achievement to start. But then our hope is that you make your dream bigger, you hire people, and you gather people around you, and to make this maybe small dream bigger and make it as a big company.
Right. Well, what a motivating a few sentences. I really like the idea of starting small and then building on it. So we have come to the end of today's episode. I'm gonna let you, Sumia, give maybe advice you have to the young people watching us today.
So, first of all, yes, thank you so much. It's an important topic. It's the right time, yes, to discuss this topic. I know launching the auto entrepreneur card, an important event, so many students or many youth want to have an idea to start. So about entrepreneurship in general, let's say that if you want to take challenges, you will enjoy the experience. If you are a fighter, you will enjoy the experience and the process, the journey, even with challenges. You have to learn to say challenges and not problems, because the challenge, we have to face it. Perhaps the problem is something bigger than that. So it's preferable to take the risk and go for this challenge. Yes.
Thank you, Sumia. Mr. Wadah, any last few words for people watching us today?
I think auto entrepreneur, it's a very interesting first step to be in the ecosystem, at least. But what I can tell them, that you have to start small but think very big and be very ambitious. You know, sky is the limit. So we are maybe aware that there is a big potential in the Algeria ecosystem. We are trying to give the tools, but the hard work is on the shoulders of entrepreneurs.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wadah. Thank you, Sumia, again for being here to us today. We discussed entrepreneurship in Algeria. Thank you, everyone, for watching. See you in another episode with a new topic.